Hello! Today you are going to be doing a couple different tasks. First, this video on a new topic that I expect you to take some notes on. You can add this to your notes from yesterday. There are some Pear Deck practice problems where you can respond with your answer in Pear Deck. Please make sure that you add your name to each question so I know if I need to help you individually. And lastly, two IXL skills, Algebra 1 AA1 and Algebra 1 AA2. Please get these to 85%. As always, if you are struggling to get to 85% and it's taken you longer than 15 minutes or 20 minutes per skill, please write down a couple questions and then we can talk about it in our next meet. Here's a real-world example for the content that we're learning right now. It says the following equation can be used to convert temperatures from Celsius to Fahrenheit. It's currently solved for C. We can see C is isolated here. It says rearrange the formula for F. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then you will answer the question below. What is the temperature in Fahrenheit if it is 34 degrees Celsius? So here, if it's 34 degrees Celsius, I could plug in 34, and then you could solve. However, we are going to convert the formula so it is in Fahrenheit. That way we can plug in Celsius to see what Fahrenheit is. So to isolate F, I'm going to multiply both sides by 9/5. This is the reciprocal of 5/9, and we'll cancel. So now we have C times 9/5. So we'll have 9/5 times C equals F minus 32. F is almost isolated here. I'm going to now add 32 to both sides. And that gives me Fahrenheit is equal to 9/5 times Celsius plus 32 degrees. Now I want you in Pear Deck to answer what is the temperature in Fahrenheit if it is 34 degrees Celsius. Use this new formula. Here's another example, and this gets into something new, a new idea for literal equations. I want you to add this to your notes, and I'm going to model through it. Here it says solve for the variable w. And okay, there's a w here in this term, but a potential issue, I have a w in another term. And these are not like terms, so I cannot combine them. What I'm going to do is something called factoring. I'm going to factor w out of these two terms. So essentially I've divided everything by w, but I just take it out. So what am I left with? Well, I have 2xh, and here I'm left with xl. This can be thought of as reverse distributing, where I basically took out by dividing. Now, I don't have w isolated yet, but we have multiplication, w times this expression. So how do we get rid of the expression? Well, we divide by the expression. So we have divided by 2xh plus xl on both sides. And that leaves us with w is equal to f over 2xh plus xl. And that's the final answer. Here are some notes for you to add. Factoring out a variable. Factoring is the process of writing a number or expression as a product of other numbers or expressions. Remember that product means multiplication. An example would be 3 and 4 are factors of 12. Another example is that x is a factor of 3xy. When you factor a variable, if factoring a variable or term out of an expression, think about reverse distributing. The example 3x plus zx could be written as x times the quantity 3 plus z. Again, think about taking out or factoring out x, leaving you with 3 plus z. And if you need to check your work, think about distributing x back in. Distributing it back in will get you right back to 3x plus zx. So factoring or reverse distributing can help you isolate a variable in a literal equation. Here's another example. I'm going to go through this one, and then I want you to write it in your notes. After this, there are a couple examples for you to try in Pear Deck. So I can see here it says isolate for the variable y. And again, I have two variables of y, one on each side. I'm going to start by distributing just to simplify this equation. So I'll have ay plus ac is equal to by minus bc. And again, I can't combine these. I don't want you to think, oh yeah, just minus ay. We just combine. We can't. We cannot combine by and ay. But we can write them next to each other. So we'll have ac is equal to by minus ay minus bc. And now you might say, well, we don't want bc on that side. That has nothing to do with y. So let's add bc to both sides. We add bc to both sides, and now we are left with AC plus BC, not to be confused with the popular band AC/DC. And now we have BY minus AY. This is where our factoring process comes in. We take out the factor of y, and we are left with B minus A. Let's zoom out here just a little bit. So we factored out, we have B minus A, and y has been factored. And this is equal to AC plus BC. Now our last step, this is multiplication. So to undo that, we divide by everything we don't need on that side. So B minus A. Divide by B minus A. So our final answer is y equals AC plus BC all over B minus A. And that is your final answer. Your next step for today is to work on the Pear Deck practice problems and these two IXL skills to 85%. Please email me if you have any questions or join back into the Google Meet because I can go through a couple examples with you if needed.